everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial we will be learning how to make these really cute cup cozies for canteens and coffee cups and coffee mugs. Also, at the end of the video will be an extra video on how to make this cute little decal with the DIY earrings and the little charms. So if you'd like to stick around and watch that, that will be at the end of the video. I wanted to give you all a look at what the pattern looks like on a regular size canteen. This features the little baby bean stitch with single crochets. I think it's a really nice pattern. It's fun, it's easy, and it has a little bit of the ribbing at the top, which you can always add the ribbing at the bottom of the cup cozy as well. So let's get started. For this tutorial, the supplies that we will need is a 4mm crochet hook, a yarn needle of your choice, scissors, and a number 4 acrylic yarn. I am using I Love This Yarn print in the color 416 Sunset. To begin, we will make a slip knot. And I am using the Pioneer Woman brand hook, 4mm hook. Our multiple for this pattern is 2 plus 1 plus 1. So we will need to make multiples of 2. Plus 1 plus 1. To make this exact pattern, just like in the example, we will need to chain a total of 30 plus 1 plus 1. +30 plus 1 plus 1. In the second chain from our hook, we will begin our little bean stitch, and I will go into the back bump of our chain. So our second chain will twist and turn to the back. I see the back bump right here. We will go into that chain. We will go up, yarn over, and pull through and up. Wrap the yarn around our hook once. Go back into that same chain. Yarn over, pull through and up. We have 4 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all loops. Chain 1. Skip the next chain, repeat in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, repeat in the next. Chain 1. This is our little bean stitch, or formerly known as the baby bean stitch. We will repeat this pattern all the way across until the very last chain, In your very last chain, you should make a little bean stitch. Go ahead and finish this row and I will meet you back at the end. I am at the end of my row. I made my little bean stitch and I chained one. Now I need to make that last little bean stitch. Chain one. Now I will take my work and make a circle, an even circle. Here is that original chain one. Here is the stitch that I need a slip stitch join into. So we will skip this chain here on the side and we will slip stitch join right there into our original chain that we made our little bean stitch in and slip stitch join. We will worry about closing this at the end. For row 2, we will chain 1. In this same chain here that I slip stitch joined, I will make 1 single crochet. We will make 1 single crochet in each chain all the way around. So in the chain ones, we will make 1 single crochet. In that little bean stitch chain, we will make 1 single crochet. Go ahead and finish this row. At the end, you should have 31 single crochets. Go ahead and I will meet you at the end of row 2. I have 31 single crochets. I will now skip over the slip stitch join and that chain 1. So if you look closely, here's the slip stitch join, here's the chain 1. Right here is our single crochet chain. I will slip stitch join to that chain. Now we will alternate rows. So this is a 2-row repeat. For row 3, we will begin with a chain 2. Our chain 2 is for our little bean stitch. We are going to repeat what we did for row 1. In this very first chain here, the same chain, we will make the baby bean stitch. So we will go in like a single crochet, yarn over, pull that through and up, wrap the yarn around our hook once, go into that same chain, yarn over, pull through and up. We have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. Now we will skip 1 and repeat. Skip 1 and the next little bean stitch, just like row 1. Here's what our pattern looks like so far when it's stretched a little. And you can see our nice little bean stitches, our single crochets, and then our next row of bean stitches. Go ahead and finish row 3, and I will meet you at the end. I am at the end of row 3, and if you look closely, I have 2 chains left. I made the little bean stitch, chain 1. I need to skip the next chain, and in that very last chain, make that little bean stitch. Chain 1. And I know that working in the round can sometimes be a little bit confusing, but if you count each of your little bean stitches, you should have all the way around until the end 16 little bean stitches for row 1. If you count the row we just completed, row 3, you should have a total of 16 little bean stitches and your chain 1 at the end. We're going to slip stitch join right in there. And just remember your count. So your count is 16 bean stitches all the way around, and the following row of single crochets is 31 single crochets. So that should help to make sure that you're not accidentally increasing. Our next row will be the single crochet row, so we will chain 1. And after I complete my single crochets all the way around, I will go back and recount. Sometimes it's easy to make a mistake, but it's okay. We need 31 single crochets. And if I have one too many, I'll just remove one. So I made a single crochet in that same chain there. I'm going to go into that next chain and make a single crochet, just like row 2. Next chain, single crochet. I'm just repeating row 2 for row 4. And at the end, I will count my single crochets. Go ahead and continue row 4. I will meet you back at the end. I'm back and I am at the end of row 4. I just counted my single crochets and I have one too many. And that happens. It just happens sometimes when working in the round, but that's okay. I just remove it and go on. So here we have our slip stitch join, our chain 1, and our single crochet. So we're going to go into that first single crochet chain and slip stitch join. And now it is time for our little bean stitch. And I will chain 2 this time. You can chain 1 if you would like. We are going to repeat this 2-row repeat until we finish row 8. Unless you want to make yours taller. If you want to make yours taller, that is fine. If you have a canteen, just like mine, I have a little bit of space, about an inch left, and I could always make it longer to cover the entire canteen. It's totally up to you. It's your cup cozy. You can do whatever you like. But for this pattern, I'm going to complete the 2-row repeat until I finish row 8. So here in that same chain, I slip stitch joined. I'm going to make my baby bean stitch. And I need 16 baby bean stitches total. Go ahead and finish row 5, and I will meet you back at the end. For row 5, we will repeat row 3, our little bean stitch. We will chain 2. In that same chain there that we slip stitch joined into, we will make our little bean stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, repeat in the next. Go ahead and complete row 5. Remember, you need 16 of these little baby bean stitches. Go ahead and complete this row, and I will meet you back at the end. I am at the end of row 5. I have 16 of those baby bean stitches. I'm going to slip stitch join. For row 6, you will repeat row 2. Row 7, you will repeat row 3. And row 8, you will repeat row 2. So we will complete the 2-row repeat until we finish row 8. Unless you want yours taller, mine here is a regular size canteen. And at the bottom here, there's about an inch left. If you would like to make yours tall enough to where it fills and covers the whole canteen, that's totally up to you. You can make your cup cozy as tall or as short or as wide or as small as you would like. And go ahead and complete the 2-row repeat until you finish row 8, and I will meet you back then. I have completed rows 1 through row 8, and this is what your work should look like. Isn't this a very beautiful yarn? Transitions in all these beautiful colors. This is the first time I've ever used I love this yarn print in the color Sunset. Very beautiful, I think. But now it is time for us to begin our ribbing at the top of our cup cozy. I have finished rows 1 through 8. My last row is a row of single crochets. Now it is time to make our ribbing on the top of our cup cozy. We will need to chain 6 chains. In the second chain from our hook, we will make 1 slip stitch, and I will go into this top back loop. I will continue to go down 4 more chains with 1 slip stitch in this top back loop. And I am trying to make these slightly loose, but by pinching right here helps control the size of your slip stitch. That way you don't pull it too small and too tight. And here's the last one, that 5th one. So now we have 5 slip stitches. Here's our same chain. We will go into the next 2 chains with 1 slip stitch each. I will skip this same chain, go into the next, with 1 slip stitch. Go into the next with 1 slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn. Now we will look here. Here's our next chain. We will skip this one. We'll skip the next one. We'll go into the 3rd, and we will go into that back loop and make 1 slip stitch. Now we have 4 more chains left. We'll go into that back loop of each of the next 4 chains with 1 slip stitch. So a total of 5 chains. And here's that last one, that 5th one. And this is the back of the slip stitches on the inside. We will chain 1. We will turn our work. And we will tilt to see the front of our slip stitches. We'll go into the first chain here in that back loop and repeat row 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that 5th one's a little hidden here. And then 5. We will skip the same chain and go into the next on the body of the cup cozy and make 1 slip stitch. Go into the next chain on the body of the cup cozy, 1 slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn. And we will repeat row 2. We'll skip the next chain and the next, and in the 3rd, in that back loop there, 1 slip stitch. Now we have 4 more. Our last one looks a little hidden. Chain 1 and turn. We will repeat this process all the way around, making 5 slip stitches down, 1 and 2 into the top body of the cup cozy. And that 5th one is sometimes a little hidden. Sometimes it's a little small. Just push our hook right in the center and dip it out. And that's 5. Go into the body. And that next chain. Into the next chain. Chain 1 and turn. Skip the next 2 chains and into that 3rd, 1 slip stitch. Then we should have 4 more. And then that 5th one's a little hidden. And then there's 5. Chain 1. We will just repeat this all the way around. And if you want, you could always make this taller, the ribbing. Instead of chaining 6 in the beginning, you can always chain more or less. This 5th one here is a little hidden. Just have to find it. You can always make this ribbing at the bottom, so the bottom and the top match. However you like. Go ahead and finish your ribbing. I will meet you back after we are finished, and we will close the bottom of our cup cozy, And then I will show you how to make a cute little decoration for the front of your cup cozy, just like the one in the example. Now it is time to combine our ribbing together. I am at the end. It looks like I have only one chain left, so I'm going to go into that one chain here and slip stitch. Pull this loop up. We are going to need our scissors and our yarn needle now. And I am using Hello Hobby doll needles. I'm not sponsored by this company or any other company right now. It is just a brand that I really like to use. And I got these for $2 at Walmart. It comes with 5 needles and it's 4 yarn or heavy thread. I really like these needles over the big fat wide needles. It has a small eye, so what I like to do is this little wire here. I cut it about this long. I folded it in half. I twisted it and I opened up the eye here so I can insert my thread. So even if it's thick or small. So I'm going to take this yarn tail and pull it through that loop just to bind that off. So I will take this threader here that I made and I will insert into the eye of this threader. I will thread my yarn needle. We will need to flip our work inside out. So this is the inside of our work. We will need to look for the front of our chains. What we will do now is we will go into the front loops of each chain on each side. We'll go back and forth in a crisscrossing motion. We'll go into the front loop. So I need to look here. So the front loop's going to be on the inside. Here's the front loop. And there is the back loop. So we will go into the front loop, pull that through. And then we're just going to tuck that down. I'm going to go into the front loop here of this one and pull through. I'm going to tuck that down and then I'm going to look for the next chain going upwards in that front loop. Now I will look for the front loop on the next chain. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more chains. And this will crisscross. And now we'll repeat. We'll crisscross the threads and give it the look that we need. for the front of our cup cozy. Pull a little tight. And there we go. So here's what the inside of that join looks like. And then here is what it looks like on the opposite side. Turn my work right side out. Now I will need to hide my yarn ends on the inside. So here's the outside, the right side out. I'm just going to go in and out. And this is another reason why I like this needle so much. It's so sharp and thin that I can just weave in and out of threads and chains that I want to. I believe these needles are designed for amigurumi dolls. It does say it's a doll needle, and which is good for us because we need tight joins and we need to be able to hide our yarn ends really well so our work doesn't come undone. Now I'm just going to go along the top here, and this is the inside. And now we need to join our first row. So I will thread this yarn tail. I'm going to look here. I'm going to go in through these threads here. So this is the bottom row, and this is that turning chain there. I can go in through there, or this needle's sharp enough to go through the threads. So I want to go through those threads, through the actual stitches. Go through that slip knot there. I'm going to go through this loop here to bind that off. Nice and tight. And here we go. That is our cup cozy, everyone. Now I will show you how to make that DIY earring with the charm on the front. Hi everyone. Today I am going to show you how to make your own little decal here for a cup cozy or for any other decoration that you would like to use it for. This here is just a little DIY earring that I purchased in a pack from Walmart. It came in a large pack with these type of rings and these type of rings. They came in small and large. So what we will do here is I have a little doggy charm, a little doggy bone charm attached to the earring, and the earring is sewn onto the cup cozy. And this is our fresh new cup cozy that I made in another video. This one is a little bit more compact and smaller than this one because this one has been stretched and used several times. So this one is stretched out a lot more than this one. But this one is unused. I just made this one. So I have, which I think this would look better on here, which is a cute little heart. And I did make a video earlier last year that's on my channel on how to make a heart charm to attach to an earring. So that video is on my channel if you would like to find that. And then I have here, which is similar to the other example. This is a little paw charm here and the DIY earring. So what I will do in this video, I will show you how to attach this onto the earring, and then we'll attach it to the cup cozy. For our supplies, we will need an earring, a charm with a ring, scissors, needle and thread, and jewelry pliers. So what we will need to do is we will need to open up this charm and attach it to this earring. So I will use my jewelry pliers. And these are jewelry clamps. And I'm going to go this way with this hand and this way with this hand to pry this open. So I pried this open. I can get this to adjust for us. There we go. And now I need to slide the charm through the hole of the earring. So it is attached here. And now I need to close. So now I'm going to go the opposite direction with my hands and pinch this closed. Need to get a better grip on that. There we go. Perfect. Now it is perfectly closed. And there we go. Now we will need our needle and thread. And I'm just going to use a dark brown. And I don't need a whole lot. Just enough to make about 4 or 5 stitches. And now I need my cup cozy. Let's see, which one looks better? I'm thinking the heart charm looks better than the doggy charm. I do like this doggy charm a lot, but I do think this looks better. I'm making this for my daughter-in-law. Well, I will gift it to my daughter-in-law. So let's see. I want it to be right in the center. So right here, the center one right here. I'm going to go in on the inside. I'm going to try to go right through that top hole. There we go. Leave a little bit of thread hanging out the outside. Now we'll go above. Now we'll go above the top of the earring. I'm going to pull the thread ends and the front here of the needle. And now I'm going to go back through that hole. I'm going to repeat this process. Need to watch out for this little thread tail here so these don't get tangled up and caught. I want the inside of it to look great too. And I'll go back above. And then I'll go through. Then I'll go back in through that hole again. There we go. And then back above the earring through the cup cozy. And repeat. And this gives it a very nice, unique touch. That way it's very unique. It's very different, custom made by you. It'll look store-bought. And all you had to do is make it at home. Plus, it makes it extra special when you make something and give it to someone as a gift. And I believe we are done. Now we have our beautiful little heart charm. And like I said, if you would like to learn how to make this heart charm, that is in my videos on my channel. Just scroll all the way towards the bottom and you'll see it. You'll see it. It's in a red color though, but you'll find it. And now I'm just tying the threads to bind it off. That way it's nice and tight and attached. Thank you all so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the great support, for all my designs and all my work that I do. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys soon with more great tutorials. Bye-bye, friends.